Greetings, space fans. This is Rocket Hub with a fresh digest of private spaceflight news. Amazon has officially acquired Globalstar for $11.6 billion. The deal includes 85 active satellites, all-ground infrastructure, and spectrum licenses. This is as significant as SpaceX's purchase of EchoStar's frequencies in 2025, which cost nearly $20 billion, and boosted Starlink's cellular throughput 100-fold. Amazon is now playing the same game, with direct-to-device technology set to let ordinary smartphones connect to Amazon LEO from anywhere on Earth starting in 2028, with regulatory approval already in hand for 7,000 satellites. A second serious launch pipeline could be taking shape. April 19th was supposed to be a triumphant day for Blue Origin. It wasn't. New Glenn flew for the third time, and for the first time on a previously flown booster. Never tell me the odds. The first stage performed flawlessly, landing cleanly on the drone ship Jacqueline, but the upper stage failed. One of the two BE-3U engines didn't reach nominal thrust on its second ignition, leaving the 6-ton Bluebird 7 satellite stranded in the wrong orbit. The spacecraft, featuring a 223 square meter antenna array, couldn't save itself on ion thrusters alone. On April 20th, Jonathan McDowell confirmed it had re-entered and burned up. An FAA investigation is now underway, putting pressure on Blue Origin's schedule of 27 launches through 2029 and the planned summer launch of Blue Moon Mark 1. A great landing video doesn't help if the payload doesn't make it. Blue Origin also unveiled Air Pioneer, a modular system for producing ultra-pure oxygen directly from lunar regolith using molten electrolysis. No water, no toxic chemicals, and metals and silicon come out as byproducts. Air Pioneer 1 is a compact unit for crew life support. Air Pioneer 2 is a full-scale propellant depot capable of fueling heavy lunar landers. On April 14th, the U.S. Space Force confirmed Blue Origin has advanced to the final stage of leasing Launch Complex SLC-14 at Vandenberg. The site is currently undeveloped land, but strategically vital. The West Coast opens direct access to polar and sun-synchronous orbits. The Space Force requirements called for heavy and super heavy lift capability, above 50 tons to LEO. New Glenn's baseline 45-ton capacity falls just short, which is exactly why this ties into plans for the New Glenn 9x4, announced in November 2025. 9 BE-4 engines on the first stage, 4 vacuum BE-3U on the second, and over 70 tons to LEO. On April 19th, the same day New Glenn stumbled, SpaceX quietly set a record. A Falcon 9 launched from Vandenberg, deployed 25 Starlink satellites, and landed its booster for the 600th time. On April 14th, SpaceX had also crossed 1,000 satellites, launched in 2026 alone, in just 37 missions. That's nearly 10 spacecraft per day on average. Pace isn't changing much until Starship comes online. Starship Flight 12 is closing in. Musk's latest forecast, a matter of weeks, pointing to May. Since our last episode, SpaceX completed static fire tests of both stages. Ship 39 ran a full fly T-profile test at Massey, 53 seconds on the vacuum Raptors, then 59 seconds on the center engines. The first static fire at that site in 10 months. All third-generation systems performed within expectations. Booster 19 then fired all 33 Raptor 3 engines simultaneously on the new Pad 2 for roughly 3 seconds. Confirming both the hardware and the new launch infrastructure. Meanwhile, in Mega Bay 2, Ship 41 components are already being assembled, including its PEZ dispenser, for Starlink deployment. S-41 is a candidate to become the first vehicle Mechazilla attempts to catch with its choppers. SpaceX is also reorganizing its drone ship fleet. Just Read the Instructions is being retired from Falcon 9 operations after 156 booster landings and reassigned to Starship support. Whether it will catch stages at sea or serve as transport isn't confirmed, though FAA documents allow Starship and Super Heavy landings on platforms in the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans. Observers at Boca Chica have also spotted large cradles, saddle supports, and turntables consistent with horizontal Super Heavy transport, suggesting SpaceX is building a logistics route to bring boosters from Starbase to Kennedy Space Center. Vast unveiled its large docking adapter with a 2.9-meter hatch versus 80 centimeters for the current Your IDA standard. The passage area is 13 times larger, and the adapter is 30 times stiffer, allowing bulky equipment to move freely between modules. Finally, NASA's report on Artemis lunar spacesuit development by Axiom Space is not encouraging. The current schedule has been called unrealistic by reviewers, with the suit demonstration slipping to late 2027 at best. That puts a 2028 crewed lunar landing seriously in doubt and gives China a meaningful window. China officially targets its own crewed landing by 2030.